Hello friends, welcome back to DevOps Hint. In this video, we are going to learn how to build and push Docker image to AWS ECR using GitHub Action. So let's start. So as you can see here, this is my article and now we are going to follow this article. So let's start. So first of all, let's check the prerequisites. So first of all, you must have AWS account. Then you must have knowledge of GitHub and Git commands. Then basic knowledge of GitHub action, then CI/CD or YAML file, right? That means our workflow. Okay. Now, next is here. Then, as you can see here, the first of all, you need to create a new repository on GitHub, or you can use your old repository also, right? Then now, as you know, this is our repository with the name sample workflow. So we are going to use this repository. Now, let's check the step. So as you can see, the first step is make a Docker file. So firstly, we need to create Docker file, right, for our application. So as you can see here, the code. So let's copy this code. And now here I'm using this Visual Studio Code. So let's create Docker file here, right? Not here. Here is our YAML files inside GitHub workflows, but we need to create Docker file here. So that's why I'm going to create a Docker file. So let's name Dockerfile. Okay, and here I'm going to paste this code. Okay, now save the file. Okay, now that's it. Now the next step is, after that, we need to make a package.json file also, right? So let's create. So let's copy the command code. And let's create package.json. So let's create. Okay, now save the file. Okay. Now, after that, now let's check the third step. Now the third step is configure the GitHub actions. So now configure the GitHub action for the image, building and pushing it to AWS ECR. And here we are going to use a great tool from GitHub called GitHub action, right? To build and push image to AWS ECR. So for that, now let's create your workflow, right? So let's create our workflow using below file. So this is our workflow, right? So let's copy the workflow first. Okay. And now I'm going to create a new workflow here. So let's open a file and I'm going to enter a name, container.yaml. Okay, so now let's understand one by one, right? So first of all, the name, build and push image to ECR, right? Then on push, then jobs. In job, first of all, build. Okay, then name build image runs on Ubuntu Latex. Okay, then step. So first of all, first job is checkout node, right? In step first of checkout node. So let's understand one by one. So here I mention description. See steps. So steps are represent a sequence of tasks that will be executed as a part of the job step. Then the first job is checkout code. So its job simply checks out our GitHub repository for Dockerfile to build the Docker image, right? So here it uses this action checkout repository and it will check. Okay. Then second is configure AWS credentials. So here in this job, we need to configure AWS login credentials for accessing the AWS ECR, and we need to define a custom rule in later steps. Okay, so as you can see here in configure AWS credential, here first of all, with tag you can see here we need to, here we are going to use this environment variable, right? AWS access key ID and here AWS secret access key ID. That means here we are going to use secrets. So after that, we need to create a secret on our repository, right? Using this name, AWS access key ID and then AWS access secret key ID. Sorry, AWS secret access key. Okay. Then now, the next job is here, this build tag and push image to Amazon ECR. So here, the description. In this step, we are going to build the Docker image by copying using the code in our repository and tagging the image with version and pushing image to AWS ECR. Okay. So as you can see here in this step, first of all, ECR registry, then ECR repository. That's our repository name that we are going to create on our AWS ECR, right? That our ECR repository name. Then here is our image tag, right? If you want to change, then you can change whatever you want. Then you can enter your image name, and here you can enter your repository name, right? Okay. Now, next is the fourth step is create one AWS ECR repository. So firstly, go to your AWS account and go to the ECR and then create a repository and fill the input field and create repository. Okay, so let's go to the AWS account. So this is my AWS account. So as you can see, this is our repository dashboard. So simply you can search your ECR, then you can got this dashboard, right? So now, as you can see on our repository, no repository were found. Now, as of now, I don't have any repository. So let's create. So click on create repository. And I'm going to keep it private. Access it managed by IAM and repository policy permission. And then enter your repository name. So my repository name is GitHub sample. So as I mentioned here, as you can see a GitHub sample, right? If your repository name is different, then you can enter the name of your repository. Then now keep as it is and then click on create repository. Now you can see a successfully created repository GitHub sample. Okay. Now our repository successfully created. Right? Okay. So if I go to this repository, as of now, we don't have any Docker image. You can see here it's blank. So you can see no image to display, right? As of now, we don't have any images on this repository. Okay. Now let's check the next step. We have successfully created our repository. Okay. Now the next step is create secrets on GitHub. As I told you, we need to create secrets, right? Now to access our AWS ECR, so here we need to add AWS secret for AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key. So go to the settings and create secret and set them as environment variable. And here you can see the node. It's important, right? So the note is your IAM user has proper valid IAM permission. Your IAM user must have this permission. Amazon EC2 container registry full access. Okay. It's must. Okay. And it's important. Okay. So for that, let's go to the AWS and you can say this is my IAM user dashboard. So first of all, let's create new user. So click on add user. Okay, so enter your username. So my username will be GitHub demo. Okay, then here I'm going to select AWS access key and secret access key. Then next permission. So as I told you here, you must have this permission. Amazon EC2 container registry full access. Okay, so let's go to the attach existing policies directly, and here search for this permission. So simply here I'm going to search container C capital. So here you can see Amazon EC2 container registry full access. Right, Amazon EC2 container registry full access. Okay, so let's select and then click on next tags. So as of now, I don't have any. I don't want any tags. So next review. Then so right. Then click on create user. Okay. Now you can see your succeed. You have successfully created user shown below. Okay. Now you can see access key ID and secret access key ID. Now we are going to use this access key ID and secret access key ID, right? For our GitHub. So let's go to the GitHub and now let's create secret. As you know how to create secret, right? So first of all, go to the settings and scroll down. Here you can see the secrets and actions. Right? You can see here we have two secrets already, passphrase and secret token. Okay, let's create two more. So the first secret name is, here you can see like that, AWS access key ID, right? So let's copy the name and enter here. Let's AWS access key ID and let's paste the access key ID. Here is our access key ID. So let's copy and paste here and click on add secret. Okay, it's done. Now add one more secret. So the second secret is secret access key ID. So here is a name. So let's copy the name and let's copy the secret access key. So click on show and copy and paste here. Okay, repository secret added. If I scroll down here, you can see we have successfully added our two secret access AWS secret access key and AWS access key ID. Okay, that's it. Now let's check the next step. Okay. Now the next step is monitor, build and push. Now let's commit and push our code into our repository. Okay. So let's go to the repository. And now let's open our Visual Studio Code. Let's save the file. And as I told you, first of all, you need to change this ECR repository name. So my repository name is GitHub sample, and here is also GitHub sample, right? So you need to change the name as per your repository name, ECR repository name, and you need to change this image tag, right? Okay. Now save the file, and now let's push the code. So open new terminal and enter a command to push. First of all, git init, then git add dot, then git commit -m, and in commit, enter your commit. So my commit will be AWS ECR. Then git push. Okay, it's done. So go to the repository and go to the actions. So our workflow is here. Build and push image to ECR. Okay, let's open. As you can see here, the status in progress. So let's wait for a few seconds. Take some seconds. As you can see here, our workflow still in progress. Wait for a few seconds. Okay, now you can see here, it's done. The status is success. You can see here. So here you can see the sample image, right? Our image name is sample image. Okay. Now let's go to the repository AWS ECR, right? And here let's go to the repository and let's check our image pushed or no. So as you can see, our image name, sample name, artifact type, image pushed at, the time and the date, size, and the image URL, and so on. So we have successfully built and pushed image to AWS ECR, right? Okay, so it's done. So as you can see the steps, first of all here, we pushed our code into our repository, then job succeed, then this is our job, then this is our image, right? So now we can also open the ECR repository and check for the final image with the latest tag inside. So it's done. So in this video, we have learned how to build and push Docker image to AWS ECR using GitHub Actions. So thank you for watching our video. I hope you like the video and it's helpful to you. So please like, share and subscribe our DevOps channel.